Good morning, guys, and welcome back. As you can see, I'm on no motorcycle today. So, I'm at the train station currently, waiting for the train to arrive. There is a different ticket than I had in Perth. In Perth, you can just go to a machine and get a one-day ticket or 24 hours. Here you have to get this card. It's from Opal. Just top it up with 20 bucks, and they told me it should last for 3 days. So let's see how this goes. So I'm heading into the city center now. I'm curious about the city. The weather is quite promising. It's really warm, so let's see how good or bad it gets, right? Let's go. Alright, I'm almost at the accommodation. Man, it was a long day. I did 15.8 kilometers by foot, and I feel exhausted. No wonder. But yeah, cool city, I have to admit, but too many people as always. This is my biggest complaint about the big ones, right? So other than that, it's like just a big city. Really clean, really nice. But that's it. So I call it a day here. Good morning guys and welcome back. Alright, the chapter Sydney is ticked off. It's time to go. My next stop is the fuel station. It's just right around the corner here. And then we already heading towards Newcastle. That is my next, let's say, major stop or minor stop. It's about 2.5 hours from here, so it should be easily be done. And then from there we're heading towards Brisbane actually. Right, so I want to make my way up to the Gold Coast and stay there for a couple of days. So that should take me 2 or 3 days to get there, even if we can go, right? If these people are not going anywhere, we are standing still here. Well, anyway, let me fill up the bike and then we get out of here, because I think we have some roads to be checked out ahead. Alright, bike is filled up. So I paid 27.51 Australian for 13.5 liters. That is roughly like 16 euros. So like $18, something like that. Yeah, fuel is cheap here. At least cheaper than in Europe at the moment, so that is quite good. What it's not so good is the stuff just right in front of me. That's it, looking rather nasty. Hopefully no rain today, but the weather forecast was quite promising, I have to say, so maybe it's just the mist coming our way. Alright, 10:04 in the morning. Let's go check out some roads ahead, but first let's get out of Sydney. What's my opinion on Sydney, you might ask? Well, I'm here at Harborsfield. That place is quite okay, I have to say. We never had as near as many people as you can see here, but a lot of tourists around for whatever reason. These guys just can't drive. That one is for sure. Alright, Sydney itself, I mean, Bondi Beach is absolutely overrated. That one is 100% for sure. Other than that, well, how can I say? The city center, it's quite tidy, I have to say. Didn't expect it to be that clean, but hey, What else do we have here? I've been to the Apple store because I had some issues with my earpods. Got some brand new ones, so at least that is settled. I went up to the tower, the Sydney Eye. Is it worth it? Well, maybe, maybe not. I mean, I've been in New York, so seeing Sydney from above, does it make sense? I guess not so much. But go check for yourself. Like I said, I'm not that much into cities. I'd rather be camping somewhere alone in the forest or staying in a small hotel, motel in some random villages. That is more my jam, and there is where you can learn about the people much better than in a big city where everybody's for itself. So I'm not quite convinced here, even though I met some lovely people, but still I rather prefer my village and my little towns. Alright, enough chit chat. Let's get out of here, and then hopefully we will have less traffic and less people and much cooler roads with something actually to see. Bye bye Sydney, see you hopefully never again. We will see how this goes. Right, because so I'm checking my options at the moment for my export of my bike, and it looks like as we might have to backtrack all the way to Sydney. This Brisbane might be a quite expensive option, but yeah, I'm still waiting for the quotes to come in. Then the rest should be quite easy, I hope. Right, I made it out of the city and onto the freeway or autobahn, how do you want to call it? I don't care. What is this? The limousines crawling around here. Alright, I'm cruising on the M1 towards Newcastle. It took me 50 minutes to get from my motel out of the city basically and onto the highway. This traffic today is just the worst, but hey, it is Saturday. I wouldn't expect it the other way around. That would be kind of strange. And there's also a festival going on this weekend, so quite sure a lot of people been yesterday in the city and maybe now heading home, or maybe not. I have no idea. Doggos. Just casual here, chilling at the bay. Alright, I left the main highway and went for the, I think it's called the West Coast Highway. No, I'm quite sure that's wrong, but it's a coastal highway. Nevertheless, I thought there will be less traffic. Whoa, whoa, whoa. But it seems not to be the case, at least not for now. Just cruising through the towns again here. That was the last thing I wanted to do, but hey, seems that will be the common theme of the next couple of days at least, until we are heading further north in hopefully less crowded areas. Found out the name. It's the Central Coast Highway. Yes, yes, all by myself. Nope, there's no sign in front of me that says that. Nope. There it is, the entrance. Central Coast Highway. It's getting pretty windy, I have to say. Really pushy, but not as bad as in northern Norway. At least not so far, so everything is good. Riding here on the A49, for you guys who are wondering. Alright, I just took a brief break here. This random parking lot. And I checked the weather app, so there are some nasty rain clouds coming and they are heading my way, so they are basically hunting me down here. Let's see if we can get to Newcastle before it starts to rain, even though it's only noon. I think I might stay in Newcastle, because the problem is the rain cloud that is heading towards me should be in Newcastle in about 1.5 or 2 hours, and that should give me just the right amount of time to get there. But I'm of course not quite sure how this pans out. So there is already a lot of rain. This is also where the clouds are coming from. So they're coming from the west and heading east. Started to rain, even though it's like, I don't know, feels like really big drops. But I can smell it, so I think I have to stop somewhere around here. Get at least my rain jacket on to not get soaked completely, even though it's 26 degrees. And the last thing I now want to do is put on my rain jacket. Maybe it's just the clouds, just the tiny clouds. Let's ride for another couple of minutes and then I will make up my mind what to do here. I came to Australia not to enjoy the bad weather, but the sun, the good weather, and the dusty tracks, and the beaches, and whatever lies in between. Come on, that is so unnecessary. Welcome to Newcastle. Just looking for a spot for lunch. And then I think I have to find a spot to wait the bad weather out here, because that doesn't look too promising still. Hey guys, I found a camel. Bridges. I already stayed in one of them. Ridges. Where was it? I think there was the first one. I think there was the first hotel in Perth. Is that possible? I think it is. Nice, look how many parrots. What the heck is going on here? Look. It's all parrots. That's funny, eh? Guys, accommodation is booked. It's 47 minutes away from here, and I'm heading basically straight into the whatever this is, thunderstorm, or yeah. So there's a warning for storm, hail. What possibly can go wrong, right? So yeah, now I will make my way slowly there. So if I'm slow enough, I should be right behind the storm. That might be good, or it might be also bad. But first, let's get out of Newcastle. Had a quick burger here at Rascals. Quite yummy, I have to say. But now it's time to go. There was a market right here on this park something. Looks like a park. But I think they had to put the tents down thanks to the wind. Anyway, we are out of here, making moves towards Brisbane. I'm trying to take it super easy at the moment, because as you can see, there's even all the roof is dripping all over the place here. That is the worst. Alright, still have 20 minutes to go, so I'm barely making any progress, but I just talked to a guy, or he asked me where I'm heading, and he told me it's like a freaking cyclone up there. Yes, that is the last thing that I wanted to hear. But well, yeah, 22 minutes. I think we should be fine in this tempo here. I hope at least, because I didn't hear any thunder for the last like 10 minutes while I was talking to a couple of peoples, even a French couple that's traveling here. Alright guys, we arrived at the motel for tonight. It's still raining, but I will show you just quickly the room. Alright, that is the room for tonight. Big old bed. Bathroom, fair enough, just for one night. I will wait for the rain to stop here and get off my wet clothes, because I'm soaked. And then it's time to call it a day. It was a pretty short one. I did only 200 kilometers in like 4.5 hours. But as you can see, the weather is still kind of nasty. Doesn't matter. Alright guys, I call it a day here and see you guys tomorrow on the roads ahead.